¿Qué tal, chicos y chicas? Bienvenidos de nuevo a Lute Gameplays. Ahí vamos a seguir con la tercera parte de la historia principal. Ya para que se nos abra el mapa o ver a la Shogun o lo que sea. Vamos a ver qué sigue. Me están diciendo acá que ya por primera vez en la ciudad de INAZUMA, la isla Narakumi, llevando una carta de invitación de la casa de Tekomore. Creo que te espero adelante. Vamos a ver, ¿no? Qué cantidad de contenido, chicos y chicas. Está maravilloso esto. Quién sabe en cuánto tiempo vamos a gastar todo este contenido. Mira, acá hay otro. Mira la herrería nueva. Hajime, eso lo voy a este. No me dejan entrar a ninguna tienda, tengo que desbloquear algo. Ninguna tienda tengo acceso. Voy a terminar sobre historia básica. Ahorita no voy a abrir la historia. ¿Cómo puedo contactar a estos dos autores? ¿A quiénes? Ahora estoy viajero. Gracias a los 7 que estoy aquí. Necesito la ayuda de alguien en este mismo instante. Realmente para facilitar los escritores son parte del fundamento Crash Group. Para no estar aburrido esta historia. Se me pronto el sistema y la trama son cuadrados actualmente. Hay suficientes lectores para mantener la frecuencia. Ver las obras. Sí, claro. No puedo hablar con nadie todavía. Todo lo que se descarta lo dejan en tus manos, viajero. Gracias, amiga. Ya me dice una nueva misión para no hacer ahorita. Vamos a seguir con la misión principal porque desbloqueé todo lo que está que desbloquear. Hay que desbloquear el mapa todavía. Vamos acá en esta parte apenas. Me falta esta cosita de acá. Me falta desbloquear a este güey, esta barquita, esto. Quitarle el problema a la isla esta. Acá. Y toda esta zona todavía me falta. Así que ya llevo 2 videos. Así que está un montón de contenido esta cosa. Yo la verdad mi opinión personal es que esto es como un Genshin Impact 2. O sea, 2 Genshin Impact 2. Creo que así, por eso se llama 2.0 Genshin Impact 2. Así de simple y contundente. La verdad que bueno que lo lanzaron antes de... Creí que iba a venir 1.7 y 1.8 y así.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation. Judge.
Are our clothes really so... what?
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Vamos a ver qué hay acá. La taza del té. La casa del té. Taza del té.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Ah, es el perrito este. ¿Cómo se llama la raza esta?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
Alright. I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same, but when the lightning struck... so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
Tarahumaro. Vou firmar um contrato para trabajar bien. El perrito, los memes. ¿Qué más dice? Ay, coño, no apretes. Que sentado nada para la foto. Ahora Tarahumaro. ¿Qué dices? ¿Qué cuentas, Tarahumaro? Bueno, vamos a saquear acá en la tienda. No hay nada. ¿De dónde venía el puñetas ese? Ah, mierda. Escara diablos. Bueno, estoy haciendo un poco de mora, no tengo nada de mora. Del Liyue. ¿Qué más tienes en tu casa? ¿Qué más hay aquí? ¿Qué más tienes? Una kashi. No me interesa los videos. Vamos a la misión. Luego con calma veremos quién es quién. No chequé bien ese cuarto, a lo mejor lo veo un cofre. A ver, vamos por acá. Pero ahorita como no hay medios de transporte más chidos. Activen todas las misiones, güey, ¿qué es esto? Kamisato Ayaka, ¿qué vamos a hacer con Kamisato? Ah, esta es la cosa de la... Wow. Activo su campeonato, porque no quiero subir eso más subido otra vez. Muy bien, ya se activó esa vaina. Acechamos que hay adentro, antes de lo demás. Y... mira acá. Hay una ciudad imperial, poca madre de eso. Hay que ver, poco a poco.
More speed.
Poco a poco. La estatua de Arconte Electro. Y ya.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often. Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt Decree are put into the statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts.
Debería de recordarles primero que Mondstadt es la ciudad de la libertad, Liyue es la de los contratos.
As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt Decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist.
La Shogun cree que las visiones otorgan al pueblo la facultad de cambiar.
Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being... oh, I don't know... selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the... And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
No, todos. Hay donde sentarse, ¿no? Ay, cabrón, no sentarse. No puedo subir más. Ya me quiero sentar acá, güey. Voy de arriba de las balas. Mira la montaña gigante, no sé qué es. A ver, ahorita estamos hasta el norte del mapa. Ok. Hacia el norte hay una montaña aquí. Al norte hacia esta montaña. Yo no sé qué. Entonces hay una cosa más alta todavía que la montaña alta esta, okay. Y el área, entonces el área que no hemos descubierto está al suroeste.
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously.
Me cae hasta la isla Culebra, esas cosas raras. No hay que ir. Está lejos eso. 3 de 0, no, güey. ¿Me voy a teletransportar o viajamos acá? Vamos a activar este punto de transporte. Vamos a activar esto. Aquí ya quiero el asunto de eso. Aquí a la izquierda hay otro, ¿no? Ah, no, este es un... Parece como un barquito, no sé bien. O sea, podemos llegar saltando desde acá, creo, pero... No puedo llegar tan fácil. No sé si es esa isla o es al fondo. ¿Cómo te transportas tú? Ah, mira por la vista. Exacto. ¿Dónde está el mapa?
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
¿Qué grabó su voz o qué onda? Más volvería loco, todos están simpiando por esa mujer.
More speed.
Aldea cabrona. Aldea cabrona. Vamos a ver aldea cabrona. Anaconda, dice. Mal, no.
More speed.
Calabanda. Ah, no hay pinos igual acá. A ver, los pinos. Calabanda.
I wish it could be like this all the time.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see. One day, I'll be a...
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay. What could be the matter?
Kenjiro.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here. You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
This looks like Tejima's diary. Let's see what we have. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit. Seems like your average diary of... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Los colores de Ayaka.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
That Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt for her. No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
More speed.
No, quedarse junto. A ver. Azul, 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 azul. Ah, no. Oh. Transportador, ¿no? Transporter. Teleport. Antes que nada agarro para misioncito esto.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what...
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you?
What? We heard the commotion and came to see what the...
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us any... He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you look... That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree. Why would you be unworthy of your vision?
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I were to top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came... If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had.
Huh. He seemed... But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Man, Arconte tutis.
We really outdid ourselves. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder. That will... You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson!
Treasure. Another test subject.
Into the wind.
Crush. I got him.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck.
So what did you see inside?
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we... But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom.
You've got a deal! Now show us what's in the box!
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too! And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again!
Yes, of course. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Or perhaps there's something you want. Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debt.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been careful. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather...
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing, and no one ever appreciated what he did. They just...
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. And, if you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was... As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and... If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that...
Sword? What's a...
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father. That in hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even... Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's...
But we didn't buy any...
Information is... Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa... Let's go talk to Kurosawa again, and see if he can remember it.
presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing.
Strange. I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow... This sword was once... I remember once when I was young. I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed this and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to be taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I get, but what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision, and the very people I was so desperately trying to help. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Interesante esas historias.
Their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end.
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of... Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will... Sensei's name is Domon. a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters. Never lose. He once said that his goal was to become the best swordman. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision. He says the strangest things over. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So, but if I'm honest...
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be... The exorcism will take place this evening.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we...
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good... Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard when she asked him who the people were. He suddenly looked... It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with... All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others we didn't recognize. But one of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal... Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be...
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta...
How did you... Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does, unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe...
excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who
Ah,
are
el mismo
you?
que vimos la primera vez. Es de la primera visión. Qué bonito.
And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Long before you ever showed. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster. Studying I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beam. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making... Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had lost. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't...
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of making... Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day, and later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every... After that I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down though, I still respected his mastery of the blade, and his commitment to the... So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the... I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible?
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai is...
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news!
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei. But Lady...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask...
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai, I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui Art, will do our best to help you.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from...
Wow. No puedo entrar a ver al chabón ese.
More speed.
Ahora llego allá.
Do you think that's Lady Ai?
Ah, ya, es la
No
de
wonder
Honkai
Junya was
Impact.
so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
Es la de Honkai Impact.
It was probably nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain his descent into
Your school practices Meikyo Shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Ansai.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Ansai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Ansai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you...
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Narukami, please. See that he stays safe.
15. Yo no puedo entrar a hablar con ella. ¿Qué hablo con ella? Hey. I want to know. I want to know. Percibe tormenta. Y esto es lo que no sé qué es todavía. ¿Qué hace? Ya se me queda adentro. Sigue moviéndose. No entiendo bien qué es. ¿Cómo salgo? Soltera, vamos entonces. Ok, vámonos para allá. Pero antes que nada, vamos a ver si podemos llegar saltando hasta este. Aprovechando los saltados. Montaña Jogo. Yo recuerdo que se veía todo morado en la otra montaña. No es la otra montaña. Hay otra montaña, ¿no? Creo que brilla mucho. No. Está activado casi todo. Ya por la zona, ¿no? Guía mágica. No sé si lo estamos mejorando, ¿no? No tengo el 5 todavía. Esa guía mágica. Ah, ya tengo 5.
Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail.
Antes de activar todas las tiendas. Madre de los cebollín. Hola amigos.
I must leave no stone.
The wind knows me. One with nature. I will end you. This is it.
Ah, me han enseñado de la luz. Ah, ya empezaron a dar libritos en estas cosas. Ay, esto bueno. Aunque sean los esos cafés. Eso de enseñanzas de la luz creo que son los libros nuevos de esta región. Interesante. Luego agarro. Creo que con el herrero. No es con el herrero, con la alquimia. Se debe poder fabricar una brújula para el... La brújula para buscar los electroculos. Bueno, Kamisato Ayaka ya desbloquearon el chingado territorio de INAZUMA por completo, hija de tu puta madre. Empezar acá en el techo, tienes una visión que vamos a ver. Un electroculo. Vamos a darle el electroculo acá. Al frente y arriba. Mata arriba. ¿Dónde está? Ah, debe estar dentro de la casa.
More speed.
Puta, no veo. Arriba. Abajo. Ahí está, carita. No, no voy a bajar hasta ahí. Solo voy a subir un pedote. Oh, man, me da la pelea. Simpiamientos. Ahora sí. Ahora ya quita ahora las putas tiendas, ¿no? Estos... Quítense.
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of getting them their vision, Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet...
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm. Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon should...
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh. Okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright.
Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance? You will? Really? Naturally.
Alright, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me? The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused... The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, after all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. More because of this, the attitude of most...
How can they be like that?
Nevertheless, in addition to us...
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the...
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island, due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt decree. Of course! We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt decree. Oh? What?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunter?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity.
So what do we...
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being caused. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingent.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Darn! So they found out about it?
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt. By no means do we intend to place the... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you. You want to know who you'll be meeting in Hanamizaka? Let's just say they'll be easy to find.
Las flechas. Ahí vamos a revisar este cuarto. No hay nada.
Time to scout.
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better think again. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time. You'd best save yourself the trouble.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things unfold, can we? Psst! Hey, wait! Huh? There's someone trying to get our attention. Come on, this way. What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help?
Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment.
Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can sit back and watch others in trouble. Huh? Hey, wait! You do have a vision!
Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
All right. Here, take it.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen? This is your fault. You're the one who stopped us from interfering.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost it.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to...
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Great to meet ya.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be the same.
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Paimon loves fireworks.
Stop it, Hanjiro. You'll embarrass me. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place. His handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine trying to run the business without it.
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people seldom get the recognition they deserve.
Master Masakatsu?
Huh? Do you guys know him too? You don't say! Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegi, but if I just marched straight in there by myself, I'd probably get Miss Kamisato in a hole. So, what about if I join you instead?
Sure, welcome to the team! Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop. She must have meant you!
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. Besides hiding vision bearers in my shop, that is. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police station. I've already surveyed the area and found a way in.
Whoa, talk about a reliable source. Seems we've got the right person on our team.
Not bad, huh? Let's go as soon as everyone's ready. Don't worry, Mr. Masakatsu. We're on our way.
Time to break him out.
More speed.
Ya puedo hablar con estos pendejos. Ah, mira. Mineral de refinamiento místico. Ah, mira, puedes hacer los dos. Solo que este creo que me sirve, este morado me sirve para las armas de acá. Sombra blanca. Acá veo los nuevos. Busca tesoros a Nemo. Ah, se me da que hay que desbloquear las misiones de acá, de la... ¿Cómo se llama esa madre? Fabrica estos. Hay que desbloquear las misiones. 103, 94. Ahora aguanta un momento, chicos, voy a poner un vasito de agua.
The essence of the Ame-Noma art is to have the patience to move mountains and unrelenting willpower.
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart, but even I don't take them that seriously.
The essence of the Ame-Noma art is to have the patience to move mountains and unrelenting willpower. The essence of the Ame-Noma art is to have the patience to move mountains and unrelenting willpower.
Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail.
The essence of the Ame-Noma art is to have the patience to move mountains and unrelenting willpower.
You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words.
The essence of the Ame-Noma art is to have the patience to move mountains and unrelenting willpower.
unrelenting patience and the willpower to move mountains.
Aristocratic etiquette is all just for show. Just smile and nod along. I was forced to learn all of the rules by heart. But even I don't take them that seriously.
Is to have the patience to move mountains and unrelenting willpower.
Okay. Unrelenting patience and willpower to move mountains.
You want to learn some Favonia's blade work? Alright then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you alright. Mark my words.
Is to have the patience to move mountains and unrelenting willpower.
Ok, estamos de regreso. Iba a hacer agua y terminó en un cafecito. ¿Qué agarras esas historias? Recompensas de expedición. Ya sabría estar avisados acá. ¿Dónde está Astra avisados acá? Add Astra avisados. ¿Dónde está acá? Ah, está un restaurante. Aquí sintetizar. No. ¿Y cuánto me queda? 54. Tengo que matar a alguien. Y hay que matar a alguien. Materiales para esta cosa. Ajá, no quiero radiador, güey. Esto tal vez. Selecciona materiales. Ah, ok, acá me sale todo lo que hay. Bono piro, bono físico. No, pues esto no es por eso, motor. Solo eso. Ataque con recarga de energía. Ok, a ver. Por cada 3 artefactos de 5 estrellas puedes fabricar un relicario. Ajá, y si pongo esos 9, ¿qué pasa? Si pongo esos 9, ¿qué pedo? Qué barras, vamos a ver. ¿Esto qué? Todo el alquimista de acá. Es sacarosa. Es sacarosa con pelo negro. Voy a leer lo que dice. No lo leo. Dale. Somero. ¿Qué es somero? Creo que la próxima va a ser somero. Vamos a ver qué es la historia. A ver que ya están empezando a abrir las tiendas. Esta mujer que te da algo. Ah, no es macho. Vamos a comprar algunas cosas. Hay que desbloquear todo este universo de chingaderas. Calabozo de la comisaría de policía. El lugar de detención de delincuentes del comisario de policía, aparte de su estricta vigilancia, también cuenta con un tipo de mecanismo para evitar que se escapen. Una vez. En casuales. Lo ponemos al otro hoy. O sea, casual lo tengo de... Lo tengo nada más para... expediciones, para los trancados. Este es el equipo bueno. Hay que subirle más a casuelas para que no me sirva bien de equipo. Ok. Vamos.
Now that we're inside, this place is a whole lot creepier than Paimon imagined.
Come on, this way. As long as we stay quiet, we've got a good chance. I certainly wouldn't want to end up locked away in here. Let's find Master Masakatsu and get out of here. We should split up. I've got a little present to prepare for Master Masakatsu. I'll be right back.
You sure? Alright then. Just be careful not to get caught.
Yes, you too.
Tú me eres loca, cabrón. Mataron a todos. Sí.
Steady as stone.
Ring cutter. Boing, boing, boom!
Withdraw.
Yeah. Talk about a big door. Seems we need to collect something shaped like Magatama in order to open it.
Magatama. Magatama.
I'll catch up. Time to clean up. No, my sword.
No, Magatama.
Dumpy, dumpy, go!
I must withdraw. I must withdraw.
Boing, boing, boom!
Allow me.
More speed.
Strike first.
Sir, shudder.
I need to train harder.
¿Por qué no dejan nada puñetas? Ninja game.
Who goes there?
Leave it all to me. Someone. Rain outlines your fate.
I won't forget this.
More speed.
No sale, no hay defensas.
This wall looks a bit odd. Maybe there's some special trick to it. These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength.
I'll catch up.
Teach me a lesson. Get them!
Leave it all to me. Rain outlines your fate.
No, acá no está el cazuelo. Ahora bueno, un cazuelo.
Soldiers, quick!
Rain cutter.
You cannot match my bravery!
nature.
Watch your step. Practice strike first.
Crush.
I've been bested. I'll spare nothing.
I condemn you.
I need to train harder.
shape look pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there?
No te calles, pendejo. Ay, no puedo agarrarlos por el... No te caes, hasta de allá te caes. Bueno, no tomes mejor suerte. Vamos a hacer ya. Hay algo por allá para empezar. No hay nada. Vámonos. Portal de resurrección activado. Tutti frutis.
Teach me a lesson.
Todos. Venga.
I dare you. Don't hold back.
No, my sword.
Watch your step.
Witness the power of Gugwa.
I dare you.
Pew! Jumpy dumpy go! Sparky flash!
Allow me to strike first. Watch your step. Don't hold back.
Boing, boing, boing.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Let me weave you a verse. No, my sword. Rack and ruin.
I need to train harder. I've been bested.
Gotcha!
Someone needs assistance.
Ah, ok, en las urnas, los petalitos de quién sabe qué son. Pero me recuerdan a Honkai Impact. Había unas monedas.
I must withdraw.
Se le cara un lobo la espada. Cool. No, no subas, Ah, no, sí, sube. Ajá, y que regresa solo, ¿verdad? Jesus, está bueno. Ay, creo que es el regalito.
More speed.
What's the way of film? Samurai se pedo. Samurai se. ¿Qué es samurai gigante? Está por acá, ¿no? Vamos hacia abajo. No te va a arriesgar a caerme allá. Oh, hola, hola. Y el ojo de oro. Para que me eche un chingo de ojos. Eso es el principal ahora. Ya llego, me llego. ¿Qué? Presiona. Ya me la sabía. Wow.
Shh! Quick! Hide! Look over there. That must be Master Masakatsu.
Did you really think that little trick of yours could fool us?
Locking you up was just the beginning.
No!
Oh no! Those Tenryou Commission brutes are torturing him!
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Huh? Yoimiya, when did you get back here?
I can't bear to watch. If anything happens to Master Masakatsu, our whole plan will have been for nothing.
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Ma'am.
We were just teaching him a little lesson, that's all.
Huh? Who's that?
That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryou Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What's she doing here?
Las flechas.
Make way, let me have a look at him. I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against military regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also unworthy of the Tenryou Commission itself. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am. It won't happen again.
Oh, Paimon sure wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Hey, this is our chance. Let's move while they aren't watching Master Masakatsu.
Yoimiya, are you sure now's the right time?
Who is that? Quick, go and investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't worry, I've got us covered. Time for my little present.
Fireworks!
Huh? Was that an explosion?
It sounded like fireworks.
Quick, let's hurry!
The fireworks were enough to distract them. Maybe more than enough.
Fireworks aren't just for festivals, you know. I was particularly proud of this batch. I decided to.
Whoa!
Yoimiya, this is turning into a bit of a fireworks display.
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular.
Look, the coast is clear. Now's our chance.
Someone needs assistance.
Yoimiya, is that you?
Master Masakatsu! Sorry we took so long. Oh, those awful guards.
Come on! We've got no time to lose! Oh.
Yes. Leave. Before I let my judgment get the better of me. He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical attention. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring him right back.
Well... you can bet we'll do all we can to keep that from happening.
Leave this place.
No. Estuvo divertido. Me necesitaba un poco de acción, coño. Action. Abre la puerta 666.
We're finally out of that creepy place.
Qué raro. Al fin saliendo de este lugar tan tétrico.
Yes. Finally, I've made it out of there.
Master Masakatsu, how do you feel? Can you hold on?
Don't worry. I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling over.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get treated. I'll treat you to a round of drinks once this is all over.
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were... Right, Kujosara. Do you think she was... It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryou Commission. Though Paimon would never agree with their... How about we go tell Ayaka and the others the...
Hay teleport cerca. Es el gremio de aventureros, Vamos a hablar con la nueva Adastra Visosca, hace rato que la estoy buscando. Está Adastra. Ya Adastra. Vamos a ver a Adastra antes. Ya Adastra Visosca. Para la alquimia, restaurante. ¿Dónde está Adastra? No, güey. Adastra Visosca. No hay Adastra Visosca acá. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Es el premio de aventureros? ¿Dónde?
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What exactly is it?
Hola, mi amor.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Espero que... Ah, mira, ya hay expediciones en INAZUMA, excelente, vamos. Supongo que... Cazuelas va a ser bueno las misiones acá. Nuevo. Ah, es que solo había para una parte del lugar. Nah, frutitos, no jodas. Frutitos. No. Ah, no, primero. Límite de expedición alcanzado. Interesante. Entonces hay que abrir donde aparece. Hay que abrir donde aparece los minerales. Eso sí, vamos a ver. Aquí es acá. Encargos. A ver, calmado. Encargos. No, los encargos de INAZUMA. Cambios, ¿ahora qué? Al siguiente reunión, ok. Sí, INAZUMA también. Mejor cambiar un poco, fácil lo mismo. Domina la cruzada, espiral del abismo. Puta, hay que hacer los jefes semanales, qué hueva, wey. Hay que pasar un poco más para ver si hay nuevos jefes. A lo mejor hay algún nuevo jefe que semanal. Que esté cool matarlo. No dudo mucho porque creo que no me está adecuado. A ver, 30 y qué? 2. Dame esto. Mira, por todos lados hay que ponerlo. Ah, ya me siento más en casa. Ay, qué huevas estas decisiones, güey. Chicos, denle like, suscribirse y todo para comprar una Play 5. Está muy lenta mi Play 4. Vamos a actualizar el equipo para que sea más rápido todo.
I see. So Kujo-Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she still has some honor to her.
Con la Play 5 ya podría subir a 1080p de uno de eso. Estaría cool. Pero solo con su apoyo, chicos. Así que Kujo-Sara no puso representar, todavía tiene algo de...
I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps we could coax out some information.
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo-Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt decree. She obeys the orders of the Raiden Shogun without question. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. This is why she was so willing to allow his If our true motives were ever divulged, she would act against us without a second thought.
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu's release is an unexpected blessing. We are now one step closer to victory. And we couldn't have done it without Yoimiya and the Traveler. You're turning out to be even more reliable than we expected.
Don't mention it.
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time without the help of the Traveler. But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt decree, there is still much to be done. It is time we make ready our next set of plans.
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Not only have we rescued Master Masakatsu, but our list of allies appears to be growing. Yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou Commission seems to be making preparations for a celebration. They call it a ceremony of sorts. And the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt decree seems to be waning. The days ahead may be more peaceful than usual.
A ceremony, you say? Why would such a task be left to the Tenryou Commission?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with preparations, we should have a little more breathing room than usual.
You do present a good point. Being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Perhaps a period of rest is in order. Toma, what would you suggest?
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Might I suggest an evening of hot pot together? Funny enough, I learned a new hot pot game recently. I'm sure you'll find it quite amusing.
A hot pot game? What's that? Well...
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Once the meal begins, we add all the ingredients together. Then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an ingredient out of the pot, taste it, and guess whose ingredient it was. Anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes the meal with the most points is declared the winner. Tradition even has it that the winner receives blessings from the god of hot pot. Don't you think it sounds like fun? I've been wanting to give it a try. In fact, I've already got my ingredients prepared.
¿Es que tiene en la cabeza son cuernos? ¿O es una bandana? Creo que es una bandana con cuernos.
You really do want to play, huh? Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Time to gather some ingredients. But what should we choose? Ooh, Paimon proposed poses, we gather raging demon-level Joyun chilies. This is already shaped.
Oh, my stomach! It feels like Yoimiya's fireworks are going off inside me.
Who would have guessed that Toma would be the winner? He ate practically all those weird ingredients without a...
Salt-crusted herring, unripe lavender melon, flash-boiled dongo, oh, and whatever that thing was that nearly froze my tongue off. Hold up, my life is starting to flash before my eyes. Time I call it a night, everyone.
You've only got yourself to blame, Toma. All those strange things you ate were ingredients you added yourself.
But weren't you the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? I think the Traveler ended up eating one. Boiling cakes in hot pot? Ugh.
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest, I thought the cakes would be a tasty addition.
Uh-oh. I'm definitely not okay. I need to lie down. I feel like a new man.
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose and it would have been someone else's turn. Talk about being competitive.
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the God of Hot Pot's blessing. Perhaps I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first time around. I think my luck has already taken a turn for the better. I can sense it. So without further ado, I hereby declare that the winner of today's Hot Pot Challenge is... me.
Oh, brother.
Good effort, team. Another important job taken care of. Next on the agenda, some well-earned rest and relaxation.
Yes. If the Tenryou Commission truly is as busy with preparations as Toma claims, then some rest would be a welcome change of pace. And with the extra time, there are some other matters I wish to attend to.
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, we'll reconvene at the Komori Tea House and discuss our next operation. Downtime is hard to come by these days, so be sure to make the most of it. I'll tidy things up here and start thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
There's gonna be a sequel?
Sure, why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the rules. I'll see you all later.
Bye, Toma! Seems we won't need to be visiting the Komori Tea House for a while. Why don't we go explore some other places?
La escena esa de la espada entre las tetas. La escena de la espada. La Shogun. Y Ayaka. ¿Qué quedó Ayaka? ¿Dónde está Ayaka? ¿Dónde está Ayaka? Vamos a ver qué dice. Tenía una visión más tornada. Gracias.
Someone needs assistance.
Una buena historia para comenzar. Entonces que ya se acabó la historia principal. ¿Y ya? ¿Y que nunca voy a conocer a Raiden Shogun? Ajá, ¿y cómo abro el resto de la isla? los otros puntos de encuentro. Pantalla negra.
Where do we go from here? What's the plan?
Traveler, Paimon, hold on.
Huh? Ayaka?
Something has come up, and I would like to request your... But you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro
Individual request? You mean
Correct. It concerns my mother. This may seem a little sudden, but in my view, you are the only person A few days ago, I was sorting through some old family belongings when I found a notebook that... She wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention was a name. It is one that I have never heard before, so the fact that she meant...
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
Never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, both my brother and I are familiar with the vast majority of their... So, I am very curious about this mysterious individual. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki. This seems to have been someone very important to my mother. Someone with a lot of personality, who liked to...
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl's name.
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want us to... Do you need us to find her for you?
No. Her address is given in the notebook. We can head straight there. I will... Please keep everything I have told you in strict confidence. The proper course of action would be to involve my brother and visit her together. But he is terribly busy at present, and... On a more selfish note, I don't wish to involve it. Exactly. That, and you are also a kind, well-mannered person with a genuine concern for other people. Not to mention trustworthy.
You can count on us! We've done greeting gifts before, so we should be able to help. In terms of payment, just treat us to some delicious food and we'll be more than happy.
Wonderful! In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity to show you both around.
Oh, we don't mind. We don't mind at all.
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off then? Ogura Textiles and Kimonos is our first stop.
Alright, sounds great.
Estados Unidos. Pero es fácil de ver. ¿Qué fue la misión de ella? Caracios, la misión de esta otra. Engarse las cartas. Antes de hacer eso.
I'll catch up.
No, sí. Misión de Arconte, juicio intempestivo. La casa de T completa las misiones necesarias para continuar. Carachus Auratus. Acto 1. Ah, ok, entonces hay que pasar la misión de esta mujer. Y la misión de la chava de fuego. Estas sí son otras cosas. Hay algunas bastante interesantes también. Juicio intempestivo. Esta no quiero entrar hoy. Ok. Bueno, esto va a ser nuestra siguiente misión, chicos. Voy a tratar de abrir un poco más el mapa y ya les sigo esta misión en el próximo video. Ya le vamos a poner el título: el cuento de la grulla y el conejo blanco. O no, creo que vamos a poner Grusnivis. Grusnivis, y al otro lo vamos a poner Caracius Auratus. Y así se van a llamar. Nada más que yo voy a tomar un descansito. Yo como 5, 6, 8 horas jugando. No, como 6 horas. Un descansito. Sale, chicos y chicas, muchas gracias por su amable atención y sigan disfrutando de nuestra programación en los siguientes capítulos. Hasta luego. No hay nada acá. Vamos a apagar esto. Captura de pantalla, configurar esto acá.